Speak
you
up.
got the ick, bro?
Nah.
I got to clear all that gunk out. Faux motherfucking Foulja. Is all the backwoods? Kids these days with these backwoods, man. I can't do it.
Man, yeah, I gotta stop. I want to start doing just straight papers or the new thing that Wiz Khalifa dropped. It's like a dab rig.
Dabs.
Or a gravity bong.
Oh, I've seen that gravity bong where you turn it upside down. It's like a pill, and all the water comes out.
Yep,
I've seen him smoking two side by side.
Yep. Once you hit it, it's like, yeah, you're gonna start sweating.
Bro, I bet. Last time I fucking did something like a dab rig, I was in a parallel universe for fucking 6 hours. I thought I was never coming back. That was like the end of me smoking weed.
Yeah, it definitely boosts your anxiety and paranoia. So it's
Fuck
like,
that.
Gotta slow it down a little bit. I definitely slowed down over the time.
Do you smoke every day?
Yeah.
All day? You wake up
Not
with
all
the
day,
blunt?
No, not every day.
Do you save it to? Is it like a reward at the end of the day? Is it goes in?
Sometimes it's that. Yeah. It's just whenever I have it, whenever I want to.
You smoke all the time.
Yeah.
I can dig it, man.
But I try to control it because I gotta get work done and stuff like that.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I might get lazy all day and sleep all day, and that's not good most of the time. But
I was talking about that the other day, that there's a fine line between smoking enough to be creative and then smoking too much where you just can't get shit done.
Yeah, nah, I try to keep it at a minimum because it's like, yeah, I gotta edit the videos, do all this extra stuff, and then I gotta get the clothing, then I gotta deal with the artist. So like if I'm sleeping, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, busy man, which is something I wanted to talk to you about. But before we dive in too deep, sometimes we just like jump right in these conversations.
Right.
I got motherfucking Foulja in the building, 400% Productions, Purple Heart ENT. Finally able to nail you down, bro. You're fucking all over the country.
All over.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Glad to be on here.
Yeah, man. You were at the nucleus of this whole thing before we started this podcast.
Yep.
You were really pushing me over the edge, like, bro, you got to do a podcast. You got to do a podcast.
Yep.
And initially, we planned on having cameras everywhere and or doing it downstairs.
Yep.
I know you were gonna help me make it happen by any means necessary, but we just started with the little webcam and shit.
Gotta start somewhere.
Damn right.
Eventually one day we'll be looking like, oh wow, look what we used to do.
No shit. Look at the, like the first 100 episodes I'm hoping are gonna be my worst, but up to this point they've been pretty good, man.
Nah, yeah, they're enjoying it. As long as they're enjoying it, gives them something to watch. Good conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got like 160 hours watched on YouTube, less than 100 subscribers. But the interesting thing is that I can see the analytics that 75% of the people who watch our videos on YouTube aren't subscribed. Yeah. So most of our viewers are actually not the 60 subscribers we have. They're people, I believe they're probably friends of the guests, of the people we have on. Because that's every time we do a new episode, we get a big peak of new viewership. And it's probably always like the people who know the guest, which is dope, which is why we always want to just keep having fresh faces and whatnot.
Yeah. You gotta keep your audience up.
Yeah, absolutely, which you are very familiar with. Oh, yeah. You are a king of the algorithm, bro.
You do it.
You hack the algorithm on a daily basis. Before we dive too deep, I always like to start these things with, who are you? And what do you do?
My name is Foulja. Right now I direct music videos, commercials. We do photo shoots at the production company. I got Purple Heart Entertainment with a couple artists under me. I got the clothing stuff, but that's more of like for the company. And I just turned 20, so it's like I'm getting older every day. That's how I feel. So it's like every day I gotta go a little bit harder because want to be somewhere, want to be somebody, want to leave a legacy. Legends never die, stuff like that.
Well, man, it's really impressive what you've done. We haven't known each other that long, but I feel like I've known you my whole life, man. I think it's impressive. I've overheard some phone conversations of yours where maybe some friends who are still in the streets have been trying to convince you to go back to the streets, so to speak. And I hear you're like I don't know, it's like you're like a motivator for your friends to be like, bro, listen, that's not what we're doing no more.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
We're not, and to be so young. You're 20 years old. I know you feel old as fuck, right? Because this is the oldest you've ever been.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not. You're 20 years old. You've gone up against incredible adversity. which I know. And you've created something incredible, dude. I'm watching your videos every day. I see your artists. It's highly commendable. The clothing line gets doper and doper by the day.
All the time.
Yeah, man. It's super dope, man. You should be really proud of yourself. I know your family's
I
proud
try
of
to
you.
do that. Oh yeah, they definitely were a little iffy at the beginning when I was a little off edge, but they done seen that I cleared up my head and stuff like that and starting to move into the right direction, like you said on the phone, telling them we're not doing that no more, this and that, trying to own businesses, LLCs, trying to get land, stuff like that.
Get land, huh?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna kill me, but this thing's hands free. You can just, it'll float in the middle of the air.
All right, bet.
Got you, bro.
All right, let's go.
So let's talk about from square one to where you are now, right? You're a young man. You've been able to facilitate quite a movement online. What was like step one for you? How did you go from where you were, like having nothing to do with the entertainment business,
Right.
to where you are now? Was what like how? Because I know it takes finance, it takes money to make money.
Yeah.
What were like the first steps for you?
Well, I used to make money. I was doing hustling. Like I would take pictures when I got my first camera, but this is around the time that I already had my business started. So I started that off trying to do the artist stuff with artist development. That's how I got paid. I got my first couple contracts for a couple thousand. Then I bought a whole bunch of clothes, put my logo on them, started selling those, made a bit of a profit. Then I got a Nikon, a camera. And then I went out and shot a video out in LA with shot by Jolo, and I figured out what camera he had. I was like, oh, okay, I'll see what he's doing with it. And then I eventually worked up 3 to 4 months of just saving, and grinding. And then I got the new camera, which cost a good amount of money. And then I started doing the music videos, which you see me here day and night, learning how to edit from scratch. And I'm just gonna keep going because that's all I can do.
Yeah.
It really started with just trying to be my own boss, not trying to work for nobody, cause I get a little angry and stuff.
You don't do good with authority?
Uncontrollable, yeah. So it's like if I'm the boss, then it's all on my fault. So it's learning responsibility, learning that it's your fault 99.9% of the time, this and that, and just learning by the way I go, because I didn't go to college for it. Nothing. I might, but learn as you go. I feel like it's the best way to get experience.
Yeah, you know, you graduated from the school of the hard knocks, and what I appreciate in what you did is you took a small investment in a camera, and then you flipped that into a few $100.
Right.
Then rather than taking that few $100 to the club and popping bottles,
Right.
you invested in clothing.
Right.
And then you hustled that clothes off, and then you were able to make some profit, buy a nicer camera.
Right.
And you're just slowly, not even slowly, you're very quickly making that progression because you're mindful with how you spend your money and what you invest, that you invest in yourself. And that's not easy to do, man. I'll be 36 years old in like 6 days, and I'm just now learning how to not blow my money and to invest in something that's going to make me more money.
Yep. Trying to get passive income started. By the time I'm 23, I'll probably have something in order. But right now I'm just in the early stages of investing, this and that, learning the crypto. I did pretty good with the crypto over the last year. But yeah, it's all a process. Just trying to keep going, trying to stay motivated. Got to get up on those days you don't want to get up no more. Stuff like that.
It's fantastic. You made some investments in crypto, and you were able to make some money off your money there.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot of money and then I made a lot of money.
Really?
So that's usually how it goes. Like you take your L's, but that's like anywhere. Like if you're doing stuff in the streets, you get robbed, that's loss of money. Or you go into crypto, you lose a couple $100. So what? But you learn from your mistakes, you learn patience, and eventually it's gonna click if you're doing the right stuff and studying.
What crypto were you involved in early on, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in Bitcoin when it was around like 21. Cause around this time I'm already negative $2,000 over my time, a couple months, and I'm like, bro, I don't even want to do this no more. And then my homeboy, he said, just give it another shot, put some money into your trading account, and I did, and then I took a risk, and then it went up. I saw my results. I waited for it to go back down, and then got in again, and made around over 5 figures off that.
That's crazy, man.
And then now I gotta learn how to save and spending ratio. Like, but I'm young, so it's like sometimes I don't like to get hard on myself because I did this, or that. So it's like I just try to keep it at a controllable amount.
Yeah, I also see that you move around a lot.
Yeah, I'm always traveling.
Always traveling. And I know that you have different projects that you work on, whether it's a studio session in New York or a video shoot here. But it looks like you capitalize on the movement to show forward growth.
Right.
Like whether if you're in New York City and you get like a dope picture of you in the city, right?
Yeah.
Then you use that image to push your brand.
Right, yeah.
You know?
'Cause they're like, what is he doing out in New York that we don't know about?
Yeah.
And they're like, it brings like, what's the word? Like interest. It brings interest. So it's like, well, what
it
is he
piques
doing?
people's interest. Yeah,
And
what's
then
he
he's
up
out
to?
in LA at Capitol Records. Like, what is he doing?
Right.
It's like a mystery because I don't never put too much on the internet. I'm always in my own head most of the time because outside energy will mess up what you got going on.
Yeah, it's so
you gotta
true.
Keep it to yourself.
I was bad at that for a long time. I like to speak things into existence.
Yeah, you
right?
gotta do it, but you gotta do it by yourself because someone could say something that throws off all of your energy towards what you're trying to do, and for that day could be what messes you up for the next 5 years. Just one bad day can do a lot of damage.
It's true. I see that you hold your cards close to your chest, but you make like fucking king moves on the chess table.
Right.
You know? It's really awesome to watch, bro. I've been watching your artists now. The BLP, no.
Yeah, that's one of the most consistent artists I work with the videos right now.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's got something going on.
He's got a crazy look.
Oh yeah, he's got the look down. He definitely looks like he's from South Florida.
I've never seen that before. The antlers.
Yeah, no one's ever done it before. He's first.
He's coining that look.
Yep. So
because it looks like you've seen. Have I seen this before? Have I not? Is it ridiculous? Is it awesome? You know, I'm serious. At first, I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is this? And then, so I slowly have been watching his videos.
Right.
And the most recent one, which is oh God, Murder on
Nightmare on Shabbat.
Nightmare on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Bro, his wordplay is crazy.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to work his words in with the beat and the flow. And he says some crazy stuff, and it makes you think like, what'd he just say? Because like, what did he just say?
Lyricism is not, I don't want to say it's a dead art, but a lot of young artists are going to this like sing rap, mumble rap pocket, which, listen, there's an audience for everything, right? It's definitely, it's working because people are making big money off of that pocket. So to see a young artist or a new artist taking the route of lyricism and wordplay is super dope. I literally watched that newest video, Nightmare on Shabbat, the TikTok clip or the Reels clip.
The real clip, yeah.
I watched it maybe 15 times over and over and over, trying to break down what he was saying.
Oh yeah.
And it's fucking awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely working his way up there. He's got some good moves that he's got under his pocket that he's planning on. That he kind of he's like me. He kind of keeps it to himself. Like he's like he said, like outside energy, like it can mess up things. So it's like if he's worried about what people are saying in the comment sections, then he's not thinking about what he's supposed to do for his next video, his next promotion, this and that. Like whatever you gotta do in your personal life. Like if you're too worried about what's on Instagram comments, you're on a bad track. So it's like he's real focused. So that's why I like working with him. He's very consistent. Like he cares about his craft just as much as I do with the videos. So it's like he's giving me the chance to work on something consistently. So it's like it even made me better at what I do. So I really do appreciate him, and he's definitely got something going on. It's
a mutually beneficial relationship. You can see it. You can see the progression in both of you, every new project that y'all release.
Right.
You know, I know for like personally, I watched you on the MacBook with the editing, like literally pulling your hair out, trying to figure out how to edit a video that you had a time crunch on. Right. You know, your phone's blowing up, and because you used to work with somebody who you would shoot it, you would direct it, and then somebody else would edit it.
Right.
But you are like a master of by any means necessary.
Right.
And you didn't have the editor to work on that video, so you're like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out. And in a very short period of time, bro, you fucking figured it out, bro. Your videos look incredible.
But that actually helped more of editing Instagram videos. to the way I was editing. So I learned like a different skill, and now I got a whole company of we're just pushing videos out on the weekly basis.
That's 400%.
Yep.
Yeah.
The production company that deals with all the camera stuff. We've done a couple commercials with rental companies, stuff like that. Trying to get my name out there, trying to get bigger contracts for stuff, and just got to keep working, because if you stop, then nothing's gonna happen. So it's all on me. That's what I be telling myself. It's on me. I got to get up in the morning, go do whatever I got to do to direct the videos, shoot it, and then deal with the editors or edit it myself. So it's like it's all a process, and just love.
What do you edit in?
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro.
Which is Adobe. They have all the nice Photoshop, Lightroom.
Yep.
Everyone in my company kind of uses Adobe. So
I've been using Adobe Photoshop for since 2006. I enjoy creating flyers. Never motion graphics, but always just like flyers and whatnot. One thing about Adobe products is there's a million different ways to do the same thing,
right?
Which is really cool, because like you can go in there knowing nothing and just start turning knobs and trying this and trying that and end up with a pretty cool effect.
Oh yeah, you just kind of go through the motions. You figure out what you like to do, what knobs you want to turn. This does that. This does whatever that does, and then you kind of learn as you go. And I feel like that's kind of the best way to do it. And then maybe learn some lessons on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and learn anything.
Yeah, heart surgery.
So yeah, like you can learn anything. Like it's not too many jobs that you have to have a degree in what I'm doing. So it's like I don't really feel the need to, but I might in the future. College is not going anywhere, but my age is.
Right.
So it's like take time to work on myself.
You're trying to get it while you can.
Yeah, just go through the motion of life. Just learn as you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who invested in like going to Full Sail or going to these colleges for audio or video production, and then they end up in debt and still looking for a job.
Right, yeah, exactly. So I done seen the music video scene, the directing scene, like film scene. Like it's not easy because you got a degree in it, because most people don't even know you have the degree. So it's like I don't feel the need to, but it's definitely beneficial for some people. You could probably meet a lot of good networks by going to college there.
True.
But it's like you're gonna be in debt. How much? What, like 60,000 a year?
Yeah, I think Full Sail's about 60 grand.
Yeah, like you're down 60,000, and now you got to pay it back. So it's like I don't like being in any type of debt, because I feel like when you're making money and you owe something or owe somebody, it's like you're not really making money. You just got to pay them back.
You're hustling backwards.
Yeah, you're hustling back on a mistake, or if going to college, it's not a mistake, but a decision that you made you wanted to go to college, so now you got to pay the debt, this and that. But the government seems like they're trying to do something about it, but I don't really pay too much attention.
About the wiping of the student loans?
Yeah, but I don't really think they're going to do that, because like kind of signed up for it.
Dude, like, there's people who are collecting Social Security like in their 70s, right? They get a Social Security check that they paid into their whole fucking life while they work.
Right.
And the student loans are being deducted from their Social Security checks at 70 years old, still paying off student debt,
Oh, yeah. They're not going to let it go. Like, either you're going to the grave with it or you're going to pay it off. Most people probably don't even pay it off. And I don't know if, does it go to, like, family members? Like if you pass away?
Oh, I think that's true. You can't, like, even if you die, your family still has to pay off your student debt.
I hope that's not the case, but it probably is. Like,
that's crazy.
A lot of things that, considering debt, like, it just goes to your kids. So it's like, you got to make your decision, what you want to do. If you want to learn on YouTube or you want to pay $60,000.
It's crazy, man. I got to have a bite to eat real quick. Side note, Flex Bites, these protein balls right here. These things are fire. Lexi at Flex Bites makes these guilt-free 20 grams of protein per serving. There's 2 servings in here. They're fucking delicious. We sell them here at Hakuna, and I'm going to eat a few because I fucking haven't eaten.
What's in it?
Let me see what's in it. Oats, almond butter, protein blend, pea protein, brown rice protein, maple syrup, coconut shreds, cocoa powder, chocolate liqueur. Dude, literally everything in here you can pronounce, and it's all natural ingredients. This
Sounds
shit's
good.
fantastic, dude. You want one?
How much they cost?
Your
Here.
firstborn child.
For
I'm just kidding. I think they're $8.50 for a pack. There's 6 balls in here, and every 3 balls is the same as a protein ball. These things are fantastic, and it
how much
gives me
grams
the
of
boost.
protein you said?
All right, 20 grams of protein per serving, and 1 serving is 3 balls. So there's 40 grams of protein in this fucking package. And they're $8, $8.50, and it's supporting a local business. We carry them here. There's all different flavors. She also makes this edible cookie dough. Oh, it's so fucking good.
It tastes good.
Excuse me. Instead of having eggs in it to hold it together, she uses applesauce. So, you know, if you eat cookie dough, it's like you're eating raw eggs. Like, you can have a couple bites, but you shouldn't eat a lot of cookie dough.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing like this, full of cookie dough that you can just eat with a spoon. It's so fucking good. Anyway,
healthy.
Shameless plug there. Flex Bites, delicious. We sell them here at Hakuna Makava.
Come get it.
Come get some. So what's on your horizon? Because I know you're traveling all the time. What are you working on next? You're going to continue to obviously do videos. I see more from, what is the guy's name with the antlers?
BLPKosher.
BLPKosher.
Yep.
I see a lot of projects coming from him, but I also know you have a younger artist that you work with.
Oh yeah, Ensef. Yeah.
What's his name?
Ensef.
Spell it for me.
ENCIEF.
Ensif.
Ensef. Yep.
Is that his real name?
Nah.
No. You got projects coming out with him too?
Oh yeah, he's working on it. He's learning ways of life, learning from a lot of good people, like my homeboy that owns the studio out in Boynton. He definitely looks out for him as an artist too. We're just trying to get his mind right. Like, it's not important to go get a chain, go get a watch. Like, got to teach him how to invest, because he's 15 and can't really get a job yet until he's 16.
15
So
years
it's
old.
like,
That's dope, man.
Nah, yeah. So it's like he's got a long way to go. So by the time everything's set up, he'll be the perfect age, and everything will just come into place. And that's just how it's supposed to be. So, but his work ethic is great. Like, he's always recording at his house. He doesn't have to go to a studio, but he can if he wants to. But he's always making songs, sends them to me, and they're all fire. So it's like, eventually, once they catch on the wave, because I know that it's hard, but people don't like to support until everyone's supporting. But how does that happen if no one's supporting? So it's like, you gotta build your fan base, going to school, get them to listen to your music, doing promotions on Instagram, messing with the algorithm, and then working with other artists is probably beneficial sometimes, unless you get that attention all by yourself.
Are mixtapes still a thing? Like, I pursued a rap career for a long time, and like the goal was always to have like 15 songs, press it on a CD, and just flood the streets with CDs.
Yeah.
But like, new cars don't even come with CD players in them.
Right.
So do y'all just focus on doing singles and just pushing singles through digital platforms, or is there ever like a physical handout of CDs anymore?
I mean, if you look in the right place, there's probably someone handing out CDs still, but nowadays it's all streaming services. But mixtapes are definitely a thing. It's EP, mixtape, and an album.
Yep.
And most people don't want to put out an album until they have like a fan base going, so their numbers on their first album are like so it's like they rather cut down a few songs, make it a mixtape, or do even less songs and make it an EP, and it doesn't count as their like debut album, which is smart, which is what I would have done, 'cause I never released an album. I released a couple mixtapes, or a mixtape and a EP.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not your debut album, but yeah, mixtapes are definitely still a thing, just not the same way they were back then with the CDs, handing them out in person.
Gas station, bro, just like on the corner handing out, or even selling them for $5.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of artists early on who were able to get their first nest egg to invest in their company by just selling $5 CDs. You know, you press them up, you get them press up for $1 each. Yeah. You sell it for $5. That's what, 5 times your money, and then reinvest. But that's like, you're only limited to the amount of people who are coming by your corner or your gas station or whatever.
Nowadays, you just go on your phone and you have access to however many people got Instagram, Snapchat, whatever you want to use. So it's like it's a different ball game, but
Yeah,
it's more people doing it. So it's like it's still hard.
Oh, interesting. So just now, even though you have access to tons more listeners, it's highly saturated.
Yep.
There's a lot of people, so you got to find a way to break through the noise.
Right. Yep.
Which somebody like BLPKosher is doing with just when you first look at him,
right,
you're like, holy shit, like what is this guy up to?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's his like creative way to grab your attention.
Yeah, it definitely works because it gives them something to look at. Like everyone's gonna do what they're gonna want to do, but like when you going on Instagram and you scroll past a post, either you're gonna look at it or you're gonna keep scrolling. So it's getting those people to stop scrolling, pay attention to your video, whether it's 30 seconds to a minute, watch time, this and that. Because if you know analytics, you know how much time people actually spend watching a post. Like you could see when they stop watching it. So it's like that's the creative part. Like you gotta have an image for them to look at, because they don't want to just look at anything.
Do you tailor the length of your videos to that watch time? Like if you see that people are only watching for 20 seconds, do you then make your videos shorter? Do you realize that if people are watching for 20 seconds, your first 20 seconds of your video has to grab you to try to, because I know you like, you play with the algorithm.
Yeah. How
do you use your analytics to your benefit?
I would say if they're watching 20 seconds out of, let's say, a 40-second video, then that means they're watching half of the video. So that means halfway into the video, they either scrolled away or got distracted. So it's either you want to put something captivating in those first 20 seconds to get them watching longer and longer, or you could just make the video 20 seconds and then now you have 100% watch time.
Yeah.
And so it's either it's just more of a personal decision on what you want to do, because either way it's going to do what it's going to do. Like you can't control the algorithm, but you can definitely bend the rules.
Right.
You can definitely do what you got to do.
So do you spend a lot of money on targeted social media stuff, or when you're like hacking the algorithm, is all of your time spent on getting people to comment, share, like? Because I see that in all of the videos that 400% does, it's like just loaded with comments.
Which is also credited to the artist of the video that does those certain numbers. But yeah, so it's like you can either focus on getting comments, likes, views. And it's all different stuff. Like if you can get 10,000 views with let's say like 400, 500 likes. So it's like a lot of people saw it, but only 500 people will click the like button.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which doesn't matter, but it's like either they like the post or they don't. So it's like you can get a whole bunch of views and not too many likes, not too many comments, which just means they're not interacting, which is just something you would just have to change.
You got to get them to interact.
Yeah, got to give them something to interact with. Like let's say for instance like Kosher or Ado, they got the crazy hairstyles, they got something to look at, so people are like, oh, what are they doing? Just because what's on their head got them interested in what they're doing regardless of what they look like.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a great point. Thinking about Ado, who's, by the way, a fucking awesome dude. We got an opportunity to hang out with him all the time.
Yep.
And he I think he also goes by One Head, One Dread. He's got he's all shaved, and the Wicked One.
Yep.
He's got one dread that is always he's poking up over his head. He runs with the crazy cool sniper gang.
Yep.
John Wicks, Kodak Black. We actually met you through him or him through you.
Right.
And we're really, we're glad that we've continued to develop those relationships with y'all.
Yeah.
And, everybody is a rapper, or everybody is a video director,
right,
or a promoter. Everybody. Yep. But it's very clear after watching y'all's grind for just a few months that y'all are the real deal.
Oh, yeah. It's about taking it serious. If you're taking it serious, then people will start taking you serious. And if you keep grinding, something's got to happen eventually.
Say that again.
I don't even remember what I said.
If you take it serious, then people will take you serious.
If you take it serious, then they'll take you serious, because like if you're just goofing around, then they're just gonna goof around and scroll up. Yeah,
that's so well said.
So it's like,
too often do people use this air of like, I don't really care, but you gotta care. You gotta have passion in what you're doing, and it shows through the projects,
Right. If you don't care, then it's like eventually one day you're gonna have people under you or people above you, and if you don't show that you don't care, then they're just gonna be like, oh, he doesn't care, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then you lose kind of like, you might lose an opportunity because you didn't care. So it's like not a good road to go down. Like, you gotta show passion in what you do. You gotta go the extra mile sometimes, or most of the time, all the time for me. Like, just go the extra mile, try and get that extra step in, do whatever you gotta do and what you love. So if you're doing what you love, it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah, it's so true, man. What's up with the 4s?
I was born on the 4th.
February 4th. Oh,
Yeah.
happy belated, bro. 20 years old, man.
Yeah, and then yours is in 6 days.
Say it again.
Yours is in 6 days.
Yeah, man, you already know. It's on
Yeah.
the 12th. Well, because I know you got the 4s tattooed on your neck. I've always been a big believer in, like, they call them like
Angel numbers.
Angel numbers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when people see me, they're like, "Oh, it's a sign."
That's right. I like
So it's
that,
like,
bro.
yeah.
It's true.
No, yeah, they're dead serious about that stuff too, which I do pay attention. Like, oh, on the February 2nd, 2022, everyone was like, ah. So it's like, yeah, it's cool. If you study into what it means, then you might have an understanding of it. Some people do, some people don't. So it's like, some person might see the 4s and be like, oh, he just likes the number 4, or they might think, oh, it's the angel number, like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. But even with all that stuff, like, you gotta manifest it, but you also gotta put the work in.
So I, when I was coaching rowing classes at our last business, Palm Beach Row, we would have a timer on the wall, and it seemed like every time I would look at that timer, it would say 2, 2, 2.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think much about it except for like, God, I keep seeing 2, 2, 2. And I looked it up, but I want to look up 4, 4, 4 on my phone here. I'm looking up 444 angel number.
Look up the meaning.
Yeah, the meaning. And obviously this is all up for interpretation, right?
Right, yeah. But sometimes it really does get your mind to be like, well, that does happen, or that is happening right now, and it kind of like gives you an idea of that it might be true for you. Like, it works different for everybody.
So this is dope right here. Psych News Daily. They all seem to agree is that 444 can be a powerful number. Some people, a sign from heaven, to let you know that your angels are around you or watching over you, guiding your path and protecting your thoughts. A popular 444 meaning is seek and find and not wait any longer.
Yeah.
A new beginning or a new opportunity. Your hard work is finally paid off. My time has come. The seek and find and not wait any longer, it like exemplifies what you are doing on a daily basis,
Exactly.
bro. You
So
are
sometimes it
going
works
out
out.
and getting it.
Got
You
to.
know? I
Nah,
love
you
that
got
about
to.
you, man.
You gotta go get it, because no one's gonna just give it to you. Like, no one's gonna give you an opportunity unless you worked harder to get that opportunity given to you. Like, if you're working hard and nothing's happening for a couple years, that day you give up might be that day that someone was like, oh, I wanted to do this with you, invest in your business or whatever they wanted to do. So it's like, you just got to keep your head down and grind, and something to come up if you're putting in the work.
Yeah, you're you're an interesting character because you're like a very quiet dude.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they say it's the quietest people you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
You know, it's that thing we were talking about before, where you hold your cards very close to your chest, and you're not very like flamboyant or boisterous, if that's the right word.
Right.
You always got your head down in your laptop, or the earbuds in, having a conversation with the artist.
Yeah.
I think that's really an important thing for people to recognize, that you don't always have to be telling the world what you're up to.
Nah, yeah, because if you're telling everyone what you're gonna do, that gives them the opportunity to do what you're gonna do before you, which is never a problem because no one's you. But like, if you're doing something and you're planning on doing something, you just told someone, it's like telling the enemy your battle plans of what you're about to do to them. So it's like, you got to keep it close, but like your close circle, like, you can tell them, like, because they'll motivate you, and if they're not motivating you, then you don't have a close circle.
It's true. I know the importance of a team also.
Oh yeah.
And you have some people around you that I know you guys are very close, and you attack things together.
Yeah.
One gentleman is who I've seen many times. I can't remember his name. Comes in here with you.
Oh, Fiji.
Fiji,
Yep.
great dude.
Oh yeah.
How's he doing? Good.
Yeah, he's good. He's working on getting a couple photo shoots for Valentine's Day, so we're trying to get him booked up. He's just been there. We've been friends since 6th grade, so it's like
Really?
that's that one friend that like where you. It's like how long ago? Like I don't even know. I don't even know how old I was back then. But yeah, we would skip class, watch videos on YouTube. Back then he was still doing we was playing football. We was doing a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, we've been friends for a good amount of time. So it's like it was good to have that one relationship or a couple relationships to where they're like all the way back then. Like you knew me through all my stages of Vince, Foulja, this and that, middle school, high school. So he's seen it all.
It's so valuable to have people that have that like long-term loyalty.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also scary too, right? Because a lot of times the people closest to you can be the ones who do you wrong.
Right.
You know, so it's like you got to be guarded, but you also have to be open and trustworthy with your friends. It's like it's a challenge every day. You know,
I feel like you gotta put people to the test. So it's like people around me have definitely been put to the test multiple ways, and they just don't know. Like I don't tell them. Like I do certain things to see certain outcomes. Like my like if I'm meeting someone new, might leave like let's say $100 like next to them. Let's see what they're gonna do, because coming around me, like $100 is like it's a good amount of money, but it's not a lot. Like if you're taking that, imagine if we're making millions. So that's gonna be 100,000 out of my pocket. Like yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's unfortunate that we live in a world where you have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Like you're a lot like me. Like we just always do right by the people around us.
Right.
And we hope that everybody does the same.
Yeah, you gotta hope.
But sometimes you gotta like, especially if you're gonna be getting into big money with people, you gotta test their loyalty.
Yeah.
I just think it's a fine line there. So I had somebody do that to me once, where it was like $1 or $10 they left sitting around, and I just walked by it every day. Just kept seeing this $10, you know, just sitting on this shelf. I didn't think anything of it. Just left it sitting there, you know. And then I was told by this person who left it there that, oh yeah, you know, I left that there because I wanted to see if you were gonna steal from me. And I understand what he was trying to do, but it was also like sad to me, you know, because I thought I had shown him that, but it's not his fault. It's because he's been fucked over 1,000 times.
Nah, yeah.
So you just got to make sure the people that are close to you are not going to fuck you over. So I get that, man.
Nah, yeah. Some people are more skeptical because they've had certain things done to them in the past. Like if you've been crossed by your best friend, trusting someone new is not going to be easy. But even if you're that new person, you got to understand. You just got to be yourself. Like if you're that person that's loyal, then you're going to do that regardless of if it's beneficial or not. If you're doing stuff for benefits, then it's not really the right way to go, because eventually it's going to come to the light, and then stuff will just start going bad, and rotten fruit doesn't get anywhere. It just falls off the tree.
Yeah, and it also makes other fruit around it get rotten. You know, somebody like who is against you in your circle, that shit's like a cancer, man.
Nah, yeah,
and it grows
worse than an enemy.
Yeah,
because they're with you every day. The enemy may not see you for a couple months, but your closest circle, they see you on a daily basis, every couple days, whatever you guys do. And so it's like you just gotta be put in certain situations to see what people are gonna do. And if they show you one thing, then you go that way. If they show you another, then you go that way. So it's like it's all just experience. Like it is what it is. Don't dwell on it. Like if they do cross you, it is what it is. Like that doesn't mean all people in the world are bad.
Right.
It just means they weren't supposed to be in your life. So it's more of a blessing if someone takes $50. I'd rather have that happen than 500,000 or 50,000, whatever it may be. So it's like if someone steals from you, just
keep it moving.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, it's true what you said, that just because one person does you wrong doesn't mean that everybody's going to do you wrong. I do this thing where I give people just enough rope to hang themselves.
Right.
It's a crude saying, but like I also don't expose myself enough where that you could take everything, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta keep some. Like everyone has secrets or stuff in their head that they don't tell nobody about, and it is what it is. Like everyone does it. Everyone has it. Everyone has that one thing that, like, if it comes to light, like your whole persona or whatever is blown through the roof. So it's like I don't judge people because I'm not perfect. They're not perfect. Not even trying to be perfect. It's just trying to be me. Like, if you can't accept it, then you don't need to be around me. Like, there's how many people in the world? 7 billion?
And maybe like, almost 8 billion.
Yeah, it's getting close to there because everyone's having babies. But, like, yeah, like, if you can't find the right people, then, like, it's kind of hard not to. If there's 7 billion people in the world, like, one person shouldn't change your perspective on the whole world.
Yeah.
Which is why I like traveling.
There's a team out there for you. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
You like to travel because you never know who you're going to meet when you're out and about.
Yeah, you see different, like, you don't even have to travel. You go 30 minutes away from your hometown, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. So imagine if you're going thousands and thousands of miles away, you go to, like, let's say I'm going to Ohio. Like, it's way different.
So it's important to expand your horizons is what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to go see what the world's like. You might like something else. Like, you might like, let's say you go to Texas. You might like Texas more than wherever you're from. Ohio, Florida, California, wherever you're from. You might like it more. So it's like, you don't know where you want to live until you've been to where you could live. So it's like,
some people live their whole entire lives and never leave like a 4 square mile radius.
Right.
And that is what life is. That's their reality.
Yeah.
You know, I went to 3 different middle schools in 3 different states. I went to Sunrise Middle School in Fort Lauderdale. I went to Molly Ockett Middle School in Maine. I lived in Maine for some time. And then I went to South Charlotte Middle School in Charlotte. And then I went to Boca High for 9th grade. So I actually went to 4 different schools in 4 years.
Yeah.
At honestly what most people is like a really pivotal time in their life, that middle school to high school transition.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked at it as a gift and a curse. So the gift was I learned how to be the new guy. I'm very comfortable in a group of people who I don't know,
right? Because
I can find like common denominators and things to talk about. But the curse part of it is, you know, this is a lot of times where people build these lifelong relationships and friendships in school. But I learned very early on that no matter where you go, there you are, right? So a lot of times people bring their bullshit with them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so like say things aren't going right for you in your hometown and you're like, all right, I'm gonna change everything and I'm gonna move across the country. But then they go to this new place and they show up with their same old bullshit.
Yeah, doing the same stuff, different place. Like, if you're gonna do that, you gotta have a plan in place. But I feel like if you want to do it, you're gonna be urgent about it. You're gonna get it done if you have to get it done. So it's like it's like a chess game. Like, you gotta play chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
And you gotta make moves that the king would make, and then you gotta have people in your life that make the moves that you can't make. And it's just all a process in life and experience and stuff. Like, when you're traveling, you might see something that changes your whole perspective on life, and then you go back to where you're from, and then now you're giving that perspective to the people you're around. And they're like, they may be going through some stuff, and they're like, oh, no one likes me in the hometown. Like, with some of my artists, like, if they're not getting popping in their city, I'm like, bro, it doesn't really matter because, like, first of all, most people die in their own city.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah,
so
most
true.
rappers die when they go back home. So it's like, why are you worried about an audience that you've seen does not care? So it's like, go somewhere else or promote it in a different state. We're on Instagram. You can put in promotions. You can promote it in New York City if you wanted to, or LA, wherever, Las Vegas. So it's like,
that's another interesting way to hack the algorithm is don't target where you're at, because these people are like crabs in a bucket. Right. Target another market.
Yeah, not because if you're trying to, let's say you're trying to be an artist and you want all these thousands and thousands of views. It's a known fact that most of the time your city will not support you how you think they're supposed to until it's time to where you're making certain plays and doing certain stuff that they support you. So it's like they're gonna support you when they see people out of state supporting you, because I seen that happen firsthand. I went out to Ohio, got a big following, did what I did, and I came back and it's like being a whole different person. So it's like
they're like, oh shit, you popping now.
Yeah, it's like they treat you different, they do different stuff. Certain people don't do certain things. So it's like, why would you even waste your energy on people that you see every day? Like, if they were gonna do it, they were gonna do it anyways. If they're gonna listen to your song, they would do it while you're with them. So it's like
people are funny, man. It's so true that like you can grind. I was on the grind for 15 years in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I made a little bit of noise in my city. But had I like gone to Atlanta or gone to LA and got some small successes there, when I would have came back to Charlotte, everybody been like, "Oh shit, you popping now?"
Way different. Yeah, it would have been way different. It's a different type of energy they give you, because it's like a human law. Like when you see something that you can't have or don't have, it's like it's more intriguing. So it's like, or when someone gives someone else something that you couldn't give them, you're like, oh, like damn, like I don't know what to do now. So it's like you're getting attention from a whole bunch of people, and you go back to the people that you wanted attention from and didn't get it, and now you don't give a fuck. It's like, oh, they're like, how do we make them mad or do this? How do we sabotage it? And then that's when hate comes into the play. But like, haters are your biggest marketing.
Yeah, haters are motivators, but it's so sad what happens to these rappers in their hometown, man. Dolph and X, and I mean the list goes on and on.
It's too long of a list, but it's a real envious world. It's an evil world, but it's also a good world. So it's like whatever you manifest, which is a big thing I be on with my artists. Like, you can say what you want in a song. I'm not gonna tell you what you can't say, but when whatever you says starts happening, don't look at me like I didn't tell you.
Wow.
Or even talking to a random person. A lot of people ask me for advice just because they see what I do, and they're like, how do I go about this? And it's like how are you gonna deal with the fact that hundreds of thousands of people are watching you, and 25% of them are telling you that they hate you? Like, how is that gonna affect your mental health? So it's like, it's all a game. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I have such a issue with these young kids. Now, I know they're talking about what they see, but when it's about like guns and killing people, and it's like you're saying, how you can't be surprised when that shit starts to follow you.
Nah, yeah, because you were asking for it. Like, if you're saying you got all these ops, like most people don't even have them, but if you keep saying you do, someone out there is gonna make themselves your op, and then now you have problems with a person you don't know. So it's like, it's a real dangerous game. I think being a rapper is very dangerous, because there's a whole bunch of people watching you that you don't know they're watching you, and it gets real dangerous. Like, you could be out of state. If you're getting millions of views, it's probably someone in that state that either likes you or doesn't like you, and hate can make you do a lot of things that you may not want to do. So it's like, gotta keep it pure heart.
So for those that are watching that don't know what op means, OP, right? What is that? Is that opposition?
Yeah, it's opposition, like
people who are against you.
Yeah, whoever's against you. But I don't know. I think you can manifest the wrong things. Like, you're saying you have ops, but you really don't. Like, you may start to get them, and then now you're in a position to where you have to protect yourself. But protecting yourself means 100 years in prison or whatever.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting in the cell with a decision that you made, so it's all on you. So it's like, what decisions do you want to make in life? So, but it all starts with the word of mouth. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about getting successful, or are you talking about staying in poverty? If you're talking about staying in poverty, then you're probably gonna stay there, and you're probably not gonna get too far. So it's like, you gotta manifest what you wanna do, and you gotta see it first before it happens.
Yeah, what you think and what you say, you create,
right,
whether good or bad. And a lot of young people don't realize that when they're focusing on the negative and talking about the negative and the things they don't like, they don't realize that the universe is then just feeding them more of that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you don't like it, you're not gonna make something change, then it's just gonna keep happening. It's more of like if you wake up with a negative mindset, the day's probably not going to be too great. And I can't say that I don't have bad days to where it starts off on the wrong foot, but it's like trying to learn how to get past that. Like, maybe go work out in the morning, and then now you have all this energy and whatever. So it's like, working on mental health is like a real important thing for this new generation and the older generations, because they were never taught what mental health is. Like, they don't even know what depression is. It's not even that popular of a word. Like, let's say 3 years ago, like, it wasn't that popular. Now everyone realizes that they may have it, or they already had it, and then they got past it. So it's like mental health is like getting more attention, which is good. So
It's less and less like taboo to talk about your mental health and about dealing with depression. But I think it's also kind of a weird fine line, because there's this like emo pocket that people are making this like emotional, sad rap music.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, if you're sad, music to listen to so that you understand that other people are going through it too.
Right.
But I think it's also important to like throw in the mix there some encouragement and some uplifting shit, you know? Like, you know, what happened to Lil Peep, you know? It's terrible. He was I mean, he was so talented, but a lot of his music was very emo and emotional and talked about drug use and whatnot, and you know, it ended up being to his demise. So I think it's important to be mindful of what the content you're creating, and to try to find some encouraging words to put out there to people, because it just comes back to you.
Nah, yeah, I feel like if you're spreading positivity, then it comes back. But that doesn't mean no negativity is gonna come through. Like, once you realize everyone's going through some shit, it's like, all right, it's not that bad. Because I promise, if you put your problems out with everyone in the world, you're gonna take your shit back.
Yep.
So it's like, once you get past that thought process that you're the victim or whatever, that if you just hope for the best and don't do nothing about it, then you're in for a long ride.
Yeah, you got to take massive action.
Nah, yeah, you gotta do what you say you're gonna do, because you can manifest all you want, but if you're not working, then it's like nothing's gonna happen. Like, you can manifest $1 million, but if you don't work, you're not getting $1 million unless you win the lottery. Then the government's taxing you, so it doesn't matter.
Well, there's this thing called the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Right? You're familiar with it.
Oh, yeah.
That what you think and what you say, you create. Well, the key word in attraction is action.
Right.
And a lot of people, like, there's this phrase, like, you can wish in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up faster.
Right.
Like, you have to act on the things that you're manifesting.
Yep. Nah, yeah, it's very important to do what you got to do to get your dreams. Like, no one else can chase your dreams for you. Your parents can't do it. Your friends can't do it. Everyone else has their dream, but most people in the world probably don't even chase their dream because they rather be comfortable. Like, I'm okay with being uncomfortable for the next couple years, because I know that eventually something's gonna happen. Like, if I'm going broke off investing, like, okay, I did this, bought the camera, whatever. If it didn't work out, you move on. You just keep moving. Like, if something doesn't work, then either you keep at it, or you figure out what you're doing wrong, fix it, or you start with something new and then put all your work into it. Like, it's never not a new opportunity.
I think it's also important to say that, you know, you got to fund your project one way or another.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means working 2 jobs.
Right.
And putting your money away so that you can buy that first round of t-shirts.
Right.
Or so you can buy some targeted social media. You know, I personally, when I was an artist, I was waiting for somebody to show up with a check because I was dope.
Right.
And I was skipping over the 2 jobs part. Now, I know some people, you know, it's like fuck a job, fuck a boss. But sometimes you got to leverage that. You know, you got to get out into the workforce, fucking work a job you don't like, so you can stack some money and put it towards your project. And I think it's important for young people to remember that.
Nah,
like,
yeah, I think a lot of them get their pride in the way, because I've definitely dealt with that. Like, I probably should go and get a job, but your pride says this and that. Like, oh, if you have a boss, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing at 20 years old.
Right.
But that's another thing with social media. Like, everyone got this perfect life, but what I like doing is I know these people on Instagram that have all these followers, and I've seen it in person. So it's like, bruh, you could be homeless. Like, I just saw someone was homeless or dead broke with 400,000 followers on Instagram. Like, so
yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, everyone probably thinks his life is perfect. Oh, he has 400,000. So it's like, I don't never take it personal whenever something is happening in my life, because I know it happens to everybody, but it depends on how you react. Like, if you let life beat you up, then you're just gonna keep getting beat up. But one day that snap of a finger and what you're trying to do could be the biggest change you could have in your life.
It's true, man. I know you've dropped like really a lot of motivational stuff in this conversation. If you had any piece of advice for somebody who's a young aspiring musician, artist, videographer, what do you suggest that's where somebody starts? What's a piece of advice you would give
The biggest advice I could give is just to start. Like once you start, now you're getting the wheels rolling, and whatever happens depends on you. So it's like once you get started, something can happen. If you never start, nothing's gonna happen. So it's like just start.
Dive in.
Just start.
Yeah, I heard it said before that if somebody's like, I want to be a writer, how do I become a writer?
Right.
Well, you start writing.
Right, exactly. You start writing, and then you find someone accidentally or coincidentally, whatever you want to believe, that needs something wrote for their project, whatever, and then you're like, oh, and then you just got paid $200, whatever amount, because I'm not a writer, I don't know. Like, whatever you got, and now you're like, but you can't let it get to your head, because when I got paid for my first video, I was like, it's over.
I made it.
Yeah, like, it's over, and then I realized that with a business, you still got to do what you got to do, because like, if you get paid for one video, but you're only doing one video every 2 months,
you're gonna starve.
You're gonna be in a world of trouble. So it's like consistency is definitely key. But with people that's trying to do stuff like videos, pictures, you just gotta respect yourself enough to put your foot down with your prices and do whatever. Like you can give your friends discounts, that's cool. But if they don't respect it enough to be able to pay full price, like if that option is on the table, then you can give them a deal. But if it was never on the table, then when the tables turn, you give them hell because you didn't want to pay full price. That's why I be telling artists, like, you can get a deal now, you can get a free video, but when stuff starts popping off, you're paying full price. So it's like, pick your poison. That's why some artists, I don't say no names, but one artist that I work with a lot, he does what he's got to do. So whenever my stuff is where I want it to be in my head, he's good. He doesn't ever have to do anything for me as a video person. I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
But that's because he respected me enough to see my my skill, my talent, my passion for it. Like, I'm worried about the video just as much as the artist is because it has my name on it.
Right.
It has my company's one of my company's names on it. The logo's there. So yeah, it matters. You seen it when I was here editing the video.
Yep.
Telling the artist, like, you think I don't want the video to look good?
Right.
Like, it's my name, my company. So it's like the passion I put in, like, hopefully it comes back through artists that I get to work with in the future.
It's another important thing that if your name is on something, you got to do your best. Don't just do something half-ass to get the check, like, because that project is going to speak volumes about the material that you're capable of doing. So
right.
Fucking do your best, give your all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true, man. If people want to follow you on your fucking journeys across the country and everything that you have going on, where can people find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Snapchat. My Instagram is foe.foulja. My Snapchat is always posted on my Instagram, or you could just DM me and ask for it, because that's more of like, it's like two different worlds. My social media is like Snapchat. Well, I would say probably like 15,000 people.
Really?
And I can't add nobody back, so I would have to go unadd someone and add them back, but that's a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like two different worlds for me. So it's like they can find me either way, and I'm never gonna be that person to be like, oh, I have 10,000 followers or I have this many views, I'm better than you, you don't mean shit. Like, no, these people can come hit me up about mental health. I've definitely been through the ropes. So it's like they can come ask me questions. I'm not gonna like throw you to the side or put dirt on your name because you wanted to talk to somebody. Because I remember times I didn't have anyone to talk to, and I would hit up these rappers or I would just say influencers, and they don't respond, which is not a problem. But it's like you were that person one time trying to be that. So it's like hopefully I could start something new. Like if I get 1 million followers, I'm still responding to DMs, because I know how it feels to have a big artist or whatever repost you or comment on your picture or answer your DMs. Like, that gives you a whole motivation. So it's like when you get into that position, it depends on what type of person you are, but try and do that. But yeah, social media all over the place.
Foulja. That's FOE period FOUJA.
No, LJA.
LJA. FOE period.
My name always gets misspelled.
FOULJA.
Yep.
Like soldier, but Foulja.
Yep.
And then 400% Productions
and
Purple Heart ENT.
Yep.
You're very accessible. You're only a DM away.
Yep.
I appreciate you sitting down with me today, man.
Nah, yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, and I totally respect your hustle, man. Keep it up. I'm really excited to see what's on the horizon for you. I'm going to be watching all the artists you work with, and I'm excited to dig more into DLP? No.
BLP.
BLP into his project because he's super talented, and I'm excited to see what he has coming next too.
Nah, yeah, it's definitely a working process. We're definitely a good duo. We got something good going, so it's like only good things can come of it if we're both doing our part, working on it. And then like if I'm working with other artists, then that helps him. He's working with, or he's bringing me artists to work with, that helps me. So it's like a beneficial relationship. But I hope to have a lot of artists like that. Like I like building a personal relationship, but we both respect. Like if I go to him, like let's say for a feature, I'm gonna give him his money because he doesn't ask for a video for free.
Right.
So it's like if you respect that person, then you respect the business. And I always say business. I can't mix business with friends, or business is never personal, because personal doesn't pay the bills. Like if I'm doing something for free, that doesn't help me out. So it's like you don't respect me enough to help what I got going out, which is eventually gonna help what you got going on. Because if they're paying for the videos, then I'm buying new gear that makes your video look better.
Right.
So it's like, do what you want to.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah, it's like if you're beneficial to each other, then anything can happen, and then no one's complaining about this and that. So it's like if everyone works together, then something's gonna happen.
It's cool, man. You're a talented dude, bro. Can't wait to see what comes next with you. Appreciate you very much, brother. Big respect, man. Big respect.
Hakuna, get your cover.
Yeah, man. You heard it here from Foulja. Come see us. Hakuna Makava. Most importantly, be good to yourselves. Be good to the people around you. And we appreciate you guys very much. We will see you next time.
Peace.
Bula. Thank you, bro. Fantastic.